What's up, everyone? It's Malachi. Today, we're diving into the world of fake food scandals from China. You might think food fraud is just about cheap knockoffs, but some of these are downright dangerous. Imagine eating rice made of plastic or milk laced with industrial chemicals. These scandals have put millions at risk and shaken trust in everyday foods. In a globalized world, knowing what's really on your plate is more important than ever. We're counting down the top 10 most shocking fake foods ever created. By the end, you'll never look at your dinner the same way again. We'll break down how these fakes were made and the chaos they caused. Ready to be shocked? Let's get started. Here are the most jaw-dropping fake food scandals you need to know about. Number 10. Plastic rice. Reports surfaced of rice that wouldn't cook, stayed hard, and even burned like plastic. Scammers mixed potato starch with industrial resins to create grains that looked real but were toxic. Eating this rice meant ingesting plastic, leading to serious health risks like digestive issues and even cancer. Authorities warned people to test rice by boiling or checking if it floated. Fake rice often formed a plastic film. The scandal forced families to inspect every grain, turning kitchens into crime scenes. This wasn't a one-time event. Similar cases have popped up for years. It exposed huge gaps in food safety and left people feeling betrayed by something as basic as rice. The story made global headlines and was a wake-up call about food fraud. If you think rice is safe, think again. This was just the beginning of a long list of shocking food scams. Stay alert. Plastic rice is a persistent threat. Let's move on to the next unbelievable fake. Number 9. Chemical eggs. Imagine cracking an egg that was never laid by a chicken, but made in a lab. These fakes were crafted from gelatin, chemicals, and food coloring, then sealed in a waxy shell. They looked real, but the yolks were rubbery, and the whites didn't cook right. Sold cheaply, they fooled countless buyers, especially in markets and street stalls. The health risks? Chemicals like alum can cause memory loss and damage your nervous system. People thought they were getting protein, but were eating a ball of chemicals. Authorities raided workshops and cracked down, but the damage was done. This scandal shows just how far scammers will go to fake even the simplest foods. Always question what's under the shell. Next up, a meaty deception. Number 8. Pork disguised as beef. Vendors marinated cheap pork in chemicals and beef extract to mimic the taste, texture, and color of real beef. Even experienced cooks were fooled at first glance. The scam ripped off customers and put their health at risk, as the chemicals used weren't food grade. For people with dietary restrictions, this was a nightmare. They could have eaten pork unknowingly for years. Authorities released guides to help spot fake beef, but the trust was already broken. This wasn't just about money. It was about violating cultural and personal beliefs. Major arrests followed, but the scandal left a lasting impact. If a deal on beef seems too good to be true, it probably is. This was food fraud at its most deceptive. Let's see what happens when milk turns deadly. On to the next scandal. Number 7. The melamine milk catastrophe. In 2008, watered-down milk was spiked with melamine, an industrial chemical, to fake high protein levels. The result? Over 300,000 children sickened, thousands hospitalized, and at least 6 deaths. Melamine is used in plastics, not food, and caused kidney stones and organ damage, especially in infants. The scandal spread to milk powder, formula, and candies, triggering global recalls and bans. Dozens were arrested, some sentenced to life, and 2 were executed for their roles. China's dairy industry lost all trust, forcing a complete overhaul of food safety laws. This was one of the deadliest food frauds in history. It showed how cutting corners for profit can have fatal consequences. The victims were the most vulnerable, children. The melamine milk scandal is a tragic warning for the world. Never take food safety for granted. Next, a sweet scam with a bitter truth. Number 6. Fake honey. Much of the honey on store shelves is just sugar syrup, artificial sweeteners, and coloring. Scammers use cheap syrups like corn or rice syrup, then add flavor and color to mimic real honey. This honey laundering cheats consumers and devastates honest beekeepers. Instead of antioxidants, you're getting processed sugar, fueling obesity and diabetes. Fake honey is hard to spot, but real honey crystallizes over time. Fakes stay syrupy. Investigations found a huge percentage of supermarket honey is fake. It's a multi-million-dollar scam that's gone global. Even the most natural foods aren't safe from fraud. Always check your sources and be skeptical of cheap honey. Now let's uncork a scandal in the world of wine. Number 5. Fine wine fraud. Imagine paying thousands for a rare vintage, only to get cheap wine mixed with chemicals, or worse, lead and antifreeze. Scammers rebottled cheap wine with fake labels, making it nearly impossible to spot the difference. Some bottles contained nothing but water, sugar, coloring, and industrial additives. Toxic substances like lead acetate and diethylene glycol were used to mimic taste and texture, risking severe organ damage. The scandal rocked the wine industry, forcing new authentication methods. But many fakes still slip through, ending up on dinner tables worldwide. This fraud preys on the prestige of fine wine, turning luxury into poison. A fancy label is no guarantee of safety. Whether you're a collector or casual drinker, beware of what's in your glass. Next, a vegetable scam that's hard to digest. Let's talk about peas that aren't peas. Number 4. Fake green peas. In 2005, vendors sold peas made from dyed soybeans or snow peas soaked in chemicals. Sodium metabisulfite and banned green dyes gave them a fresh look, but made them toxic. These peas stayed hard after boiling and turned water a shocking green. The dye was carcinogenic and the chemicals could cause allergic reactions. People thought they were eating healthy veggies, but got a dose of poison instead. News images of green water exposed the scam and horrified the public. This was a total violation of trust, turning a simple vegetable into a health hazard. The lesson? Beware of produce that looks too perfect or unnaturally bright. Sometimes the most appealing foods are the most dangerous. Next, a scandal that tainted the most basic ingredient, salt. Let's dig in. Number 3. Industrial salt sold as table salt. Criminals packaged salt meant for de-icing roads or tanning leather and sold it as food. Industrial salt contains heavy metals like lead and mercury, and other toxic impurities. Eating it can cause nerve, liver, and kidney damage, and even death. The scam was massive. Tons of contaminated salt distributed across regions. Salt is in every meal, so the risk of mass poisoning was huge. The operation was uncovered after people got sick and authorities raided illegal factories. This scandal forced consumers to scrutinize even the simplest foods. Always buy from reputable sources and check packaging carefully. Even a single grain can make the difference between safety and danger. Now let's talk about noodles you'll never want to eat. Number 2. Toxic noodles from rotten grain. Factories used moldy, spoiled grain meant for animal feed to make noodles for people. To hide the rot, they added ink, paraffin wax, and sulfur dioxide, an industrial bleach. Paraffin wax can't be digested, and sulfur dioxide can cause severe breathing problems. These factories churned out 500,000 kilos of poisonous noodles daily. The noodles ended up in restaurants and markets, putting countless people at risk. News reports showed filthy conditions and workers mixing dough with bare feet. Authorities launched massive recalls, but the damage was widespread. This was a public health disaster and a total breakdown of food safety. When food is this cheap, there's a reason. Be careful what you eat. Finally, the most outrageous scam of all. Number 1. Walnuts filled with cement. Scammers emptied walnut shells, filled them with cement and paper, then glued them shut. Walnuts are sold by weight, so this trick boosted profits at the expense of buyers. People cracked open walnuts expecting a snack, but found rocks instead, a dental disaster. The scam went viral after a man exposed it online, shocking the nation. It became a symbol of just how far food fraud can go. This wasn't subtle, it was pure audacity, replacing food with construction material. While not as deadly as melamine milk, it perfectly captured the absurdity of food scams. It's a bizarre reminder. In the world of fake food, anything is possible. Always check your food. Sometimes the danger is hidden in plain sight. Let's wrap up with how to protect yourself. That's our countdown of the most shocking fake food scandals. From plastic rice to cement walnuts, these stories show the lengths people will go for profit. The best defense? Be an informed, vigilant consumer. Buy from trusted sources, be wary of deals that seem too good, and trust your instincts. If something looks, smells, or tastes off, don't risk it. Share this video to spread awareness. Knowledge is our best protection. Hit subscribe for more deep dives and let us know in the comments if you've ever encountered fake food. Thanks for watching and stay safe out there. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your food real. See you in the next video.